Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin Up Demonstrator and I'm pleased to show you how to make this card, and the technique is called pinwheel strips. So that's these strips that form a pinwheel in the center. It's kind of covered, but you'll get the idea. I made one in the Misty Moonlight and one in Moody Mauve. Your sample should look like this when you're finished, and it's the same technique, but just so you know and you can see it's well, I don't know, now you can see it. It's all embossed, and this one is embossed as well. Kind of finishes it off. So let's get started. Oh, a little side note, I will also be showing you how to make these gems. They are shiny little gems, and they're about 1/4 inch. You can make them bigger or smaller, but I'll show you that as well. So hang in there with me. Alright, so we have a piece of white, 3 3/4 by 5. You could use a pencil or you could use your paper trimmer for scoring. We're going to score this, and we will score it at 1.5 along the left side here, and then we're going to turn it the other direction and score that at 1.5, and that's it for the scoring. So it'll just give you your lines, your guidelines. And on your little sample, if you have this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, you're scoring it on 1 inch and 1 inch. Alright, so now we have our piece. I'll put my mat down so you can see it better. So we have our piece, and here is my score line. You can't really see it. It's 1.5 and 1.5. So we will take our strips. You get strips that are, I'm going to move this over a little bit, 1 by 4, 1 by 2 3/4, and 2 of them that are 1 by 2. And I will have all of this on my website. And you also need 2 squares that are 1 by 1, and I do these both at one time. You can do them separately. You can also cut these on your machine, or not your machine, your what do you call it? The machine. It's not a machine. Your tool, your trimmer. I couldn't think of the word. All right, but I'm just going to use my scissors and cut corner to corner like that. You can do them separately or together, and that gives you 4 triangles, like so. Okay, you want them all in the same direction. So now we're going to glue these onto, you can use adhesive or glue, whichever you prefer, and just glue these on the top right of each, this over here, of each of these pieces. Now if this is a pattern that has like it's a specific pattern, this is a random pattern, then you have to put these on after you put them on your card. But I'm trying to keep it simple right here, so we're just going to do it this way. It gets a little confusing as you try to put it on your card because it kind of doesn't make sense until the last one is in place. We had a little difficulty with this one, and it's not hard, it's just spatially difficult for some people. Alright, so we put those on there. Okay, now we will take so you have each one with this corner on, and for your little sample you'll do the same thing with your little pieces. You have a little square thing and you'll do the same thing. Alright, our piece of white, I'll keep them kind of in order. Your piece of white again is scored, and you want it's a 1.5 inch square in the left corner, and that will keep it consistent of what we're doing here. So the first one, you take your 1 inch strip and we'll put some adhesive on it. Just 1 strip is good, and we will place it in. I'm just going to put it in there and then I'll show you what I'm doing here. Alright, so here's the score, here's the score line, and here's the score line, and it's not in the corner. And you want to put it in the corner. It's hard to show on a camera. Alright, so I'm just going to fold it on the score line, it'd be easier. Alright, so here is the center of the intersection here. And that's where you want to put it, on top of that line. Okay, so you have your little triangle on the top left. It's bigger, so then you can just fold it over. It makes it look like it's folded over. Then you will take your second one, the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and here's where I need my sample to guide me. And this one will go right next to, so you have your corners meeting right here, up along that line, and you go up. So it looks like that. Oh, come on. There we go. And like I said, it looks kind of weird, but that it will all work out in the end. It's crooked. Alright, so I can't stamp today. It's a gloomy day out here in Wisconsin, so gotta get motivated. Alright, then we take our 2-inch piece and we put adhesive on that. Come on. I didn't put that much on, it just didn't come out. Alright, now this one we will line up the center here. So this triangle will be on the bottom. We'll flip the corner in. So you're going to the left. So you can see cross, up, across, and then this one will be going down like so. Alright, so the final piece, you'll know you have it right if it looks like a pinwheel. And again, the points meet in the center, like so. And then you fold it down. And that's how you get your pinwheel. Kind of cool. It feels weird and tricky, but a lot of quilting things I'm finding are like that. I'm not a quilter, so sometimes I have issues, I'm going to call them, with getting it to look right. It's so simple, but I struggle sometimes. Now I'm going to emboss this, and this is the 3D metal, and I did it also in the, what do you call that, I can't remember what it is. I'll put it on the site. But okay, so this one I don't want, you always have your Stampin' Up logo in here. This one's going, and you normally just stick it in here and then close it. However, I don't want the bumps up, I want them down. So this one we're flipping it around on the non-Stampin' Up side, put it in the folder, close it, and it's opposite. You want to make sure that the face of the main part of the card is on the opposite side of the Stampin' Up logo. Hope that makes sense. So here's your logo, here's the back, and then here's not the logo, and then that's the top. And if just for this folder you need to worry about it because I want those bumps going down. So I embossed this one with the other one, and you can see that it's embossed. I don't know, I can't think of the word. So then this gets glued right onto the card, on the base of the card. I'm using Crumb Cake and Misty Moonlight. I have punched some flowers out with the, where's that do with that? The petal punch. This one, and then I just use those for the center. Now I just want to quickly, excuse me. Now I want to quickly show you how I did my gems. So you can kind of see, right? Maybe not. Come on. There. They're shiny and yet they're flat, which is kind of nice for mailing. So I had some that I did in another color. So basically, where's my sample to show you guys? Right here. So these two are finished. And then there's a little, there we go, you can see it looks like a glue dot, but it's actually just a dot of we are using the fine tip glue. And then I have just a dot. This is not shiny. This is on Misty Moonlight paper cut out on a 1/4 inch with a 1/4 inch punch. You could use any size. I just happen to have a punch that size. And I put it on a glue dot strip. So what I'm going to do is take my I had a bunch of these. I'll show that on the website. Like I had a glass mat that I had a whole bunch of these for class, and I lined them all up. I put all these little dots on the glue dots, taped it down so that it didn't pop up, and that's what I did. Now this isn't the right bottle for the glue dot thing, or for the fine tip, but my other bottle clogged up, so I put it in this bottle, and I don't think you can see it, but the needle is still in the bottom of the container, so you still can use it even if you mess it up. So what I'm doing is just putting a dot of glue. Alright, is it stuck? It's stuck. Okay, well, you put a dot of glue onto just onto the top, and it'll look like this. It's so hard to see, but you just put it on top of the dot. It forms in that shape, and then you just leave it alone. It takes about 4 hours for it to dry completely, but then it dries a little flatter than when you put it's just a dome of it. But it's a cool way to get embellishments less expensively and flat and the exact color that you're looking for. So I hope that was helpful, and I will post a picture of all of the glue dots, and that might give you a little bit idea as well of what I'm kind of talking about. So that's it for this card, and here's what it looks like completed. So I just put a couple embellishments here, one in the center of the flower, and the sentiment, a little note to brighten your day. And that comes from the Changing Leaves. And this shape is also from the Changing Leaves bundle. So I hope I didn't confuse you guys too much. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.